So we're very ecstatic to be here with all of you this evening. And as Prabhuji said, we're going to take you to Vrindavan with no ticket, no reservation, no mask, no vaccination certificate, no security check. So just to put us in Braj mood, we have very beautiful Braj bhajan. That the part that comes again and again, the refrain is very simple, you'll learn in 2 seconds. If you have your devices, then you could look up, search for Braja Jana Mana. Braja Jana Mana. Everyone here is all right? In the back you're also hearing? Okay. Shri Radhe Brajajana Mana Sukhakari Radhe Shama Shama Sham Shri Radhe Brajajana Mana Sukhakari Radhe Shama Shama Sham Mor Mukuta Makara Krita Kundala Gale Vaijandi Mala Mor Mukuta Makara Krita Kundala Gale Vaijandi Mala Charananupura Rasala Radhe Shama Shama Sham Oh Radhe Sham, Radhe Sham, Radhe Sham, Radhe Sham. Oh Radhe Sham, Radhe Sham, Radhe Sham, Radhe Sham. Shri Radhe Brajajana Mana Sukhakari Radhe Shama Shama Sham Shri Radhe Brajajana Mana Sukhakari Sundara Badana Kamaladala Lochana Banki Chetavana Hari Sundara Badana Kamaladala Lochana Banki Chetavana Hari Mohana Vamsi Bihari Radhe Shama 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 Mohana Vamsi Bihari Oh Radhe Sham, Radhe Sham, Radhe Sham, Radhe Sham. Oh Radhe Sham, Radhe Sham, Radhe Sham, Radhe Sham. Shri Radhe Brajajana Mana Sukhakari Radhe Shama Shama Sham Shri Radhe Brajajana Mana Sukhakari Vrindavan mein Denu Charave Gopi Jana Manahari Vrindavan mein Denu Charave Gopi Jana Manahari Sri Govardhana Dari Radhe Shama Shama Sham Sri Govardhana Dari Radhe Shama Shama Sham Oh Radhe Sham, Radhe Sham, Radhe Sham, Radhe Sham Oh Radhe Sham, Radhe Sham, Radhe Sham, Radhe Sham. Shri Radhe Brajajana Mana Sukhakari Radhe Shama Shama Sham Radha Krishna Miliya Vado Gaura Rupa Avatari Radha Krishna Miliya Vado Gaura Rupa Avatari Kirtana Dharma Prachari Radhe Shama 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 Kirtana Dharma Prachari Radhe Shama Shama Oh Radhe Sham Radhe Sham Radhe Sham Radhe Sham Oh Radhe Sham Radhe Sham Radhe Sham Radhe Sham Shri Radhe Pradana Mana Sukha Khari Radhe Shama Shama Sham Shri Radhe Pradana Mana Sukha Khari तुम बिना मेरे और न कोई नाम रूप अवतारी तुम बिना मेरे और न कोई नाम रूप अवतारी चरण में बलिहारी राधे श्याम 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 चरण में बलिहारी Narayan Balihari Radhe Shama Shama Sham Narayan Balihari Oh Radhe Sham Radhe Sham Radhe Sham Radhe Sham Oh Radhe Sham Radhe Sham Radhe Sham Radhe Sham Oh Radhe Sham Radhe Sham Oh Radhe Sham Radhe Sham Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Shri Radhe Charan Brajajana mana sukakari Radhe Shama Shama Sham Sri Radhe Brajajana mana sukakari Radhe Shama Shama Sham Jai Jai Sri Radhe Sham. Hare Krishna. So this little Braj Bhajan just takes us straight to Braj. And sometimes, especially our Western devotees, they ask, why do you go like that? Jai Jai Sri Radhe Sham. But there's actually Shastra Praman for this. Because sometimes when we're on Braj Prikama, we go to some place where there's no running water. And not even a hand pump. Because many places we go, there's hand pump. So what is there? There's a well. So, but you guys don't know the village technology. You know this Bluetooth, iPhone, smartphone, all this technology, but you don't know village technology. What's so difficult? You take a rope, you tie it onto the bucket, you throw the bucket in the well and bring the water out. So our devotees do like that. They tie the rope around the bucket and they throw the bucket into the well and the rope is going through their hands. Zit, 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 woo! You don't know village technology. That's not how you do it. There's a big knot at the end of the rope and you hold onto that and you throw the bucket and then you bring the water up. The bucket, rope, and everything has gone into the well. So we have to give 200 rupees to the ashram to buy a new bucket and rope. No, this happens often. So every ashram has a rope with so many hooks on it. Because if you want to get something from a deep place, then you need a hook. So it has so many hooks, they send it down, they hook on that bucket, and they bring it up. So this body is like a deep well, but it's not full of water, it is full of pop. So to get that pop all out, we need a hook. So this Ra Akshar, or this R in English, he's shaped just like a hook. And according to Sangeet Shastra, this sound goes down. Ra, Ra. You can feel it, no? It goes down. So we send that hook down and we hook all that pop. Then the next syllable is aspirated. Radhe. Now, according to Sangeet Shastra, this sound goes up. You can feel it. Hey. And it's aspirated, going out. So we hook all that pop. Then we pull it all out. Hey. Then Sham. When you say this ma akshar, then this mouth becomes closed. Don't let it come back. Jai Jai Sri Radhe. Out, 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 out. Sham. Now don't let it come back. So yesterday we went to Barsana. So today I was thinking we'll go to Nandgram. And Chaitanya Charitamrita mentions that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also visited Nandgram. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was the one who inaugurated this Sankirtan, which is mentioned in the scripture. This is the process for self-realization, especially recommended in this age. Just like so many processes are there, just like we go to the medicine shop and say, I'm sick, give me some medicine. So which medicine do you want? Oh, they're all medicine. They're all good. They're all approved by the government and recommended by doctors. Give me some medicine. Did we do that? No. First, we get a prescription from the doctor. Then we get the particular medicine that's meant for us. So in this Kali Yuga, it is especially mentioned that this although many processes are there, this chanting of the holy name of Krishna will be especially effective because we're all afflicted by this Kali Yuga. We have this Kali Yuga disease. Just like the little children, Dwarka, you like medicine? No. So what do? They put sugar all over it so the children will take. But suppose I'm suffering from diabetes. It's a good medicine, recommended by the doctors, stamped by the government, but for me it's poison. So we need a particular medicine. So this chanting, especially meant. Even our Guru Nanak said, Nanak dukhiya sab sansar, so sukhiya jis namadar. Even in the Psalms of David, he says, from the morning of the night, one should sing the holy name of the Lord. And Vedic scriptures say, Harinam, 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 Eva Kaliyam. Kalua in this Kali Yuga, Nasteva, Nasteva, Nasteva. This is the most effective path. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to Vrindavan and he was on Prikramat. He came to Nandgram. There's a big hill there. Actually, there's 3 very famous hills in Braj. One is Govardhan, which is incarnation of Vishnu. And we were there yesterday, it was Barsana, that's incarnation of Lord Brahma. And this Nandagam hill is incarnation of Lord Shiva. We call Nandeshwar Parvat. So we asked some villagers, are there some deities here? Some Thakurji is here. So yes, on top of this hill there's a cave. Inside the cave there's a big tall man and a very dainty woman, and between 3 Bangalalit little cowherd boy. Wow. So Mahaprabhu, he climbed that hill and he entered that cave and he saw this big tall Nanda Baba with a big pili pagri on his head and little dainty Madhya Yasoda, and in between this little gwal in 3-fold bending form, 3 Bangalalit. And he began to caress the body of Gopal. Now when you go to Nandagam, I don't know, that cave is no longer in existence, but the king of Bharatpur, he's built a beautiful temple there. And you'll see that one side, just like I described, big, tall Nanda Baba with his pili pagri, and little dainty Madhya Yasoda. And in between, now you'll see both Krishna and Balaram. But you won't be able to tell who's Krishna and who's Balaram. They both have same flute, same har, same earring, same kurta, same dhoti, everything, same belt, everything same to same. And if you ask the pujaris why, well, first of all, they'll tell you because you won't know who's Baldao and who's Kaneya. But Kaneya, he has too much love for Madhya Yasoda, so he's on Yasoda's side. And Baldao, he has too much love for Nanda Baba, so he's on Baba's side. And the reason you can't tell the difference, you ask, they'll tell every time they tell some different story. One is that Baldauji, he's the older brother. So he feels that it's his duty to give protection to his little brother. You have an older brother? No? Huh? Sister, all right. Anyway, instead of fighting with him like my brother, he thinks his duty is to protect him. So he takes chandan and he burns it, and with that black, he smears it all over his limbs, and then he dresses with same kurta, same dhoti, same belt, same necklace, and same earrings, same flute, everything same to same. Then the Rakshasas can't tell who's Kaneya and who's Baldao. Other reason is that Krishna and Balaram, they're very close. Krishna, Baldauji, that day is coming up soon. He was born on the Shravan Purnima. Then the next month is Bhadra, So on the Bhadrapad Astami, Krishnapad Astami, Krishnastami, then Kanaya appeared. So only 1 week difference. So they're almost like twins. And I'll bet even here in Bombay, when people have twins, they dress them exactly alike sometimes. I've seen all over the world this custom. So they dress Krishna and Balaram exactly the same. Other reason is that Mother Yasoda and Mother Rohini, they're very, very clever. Both Chaturhe. Because they know very well, because those who are mothers, you'll recognize this cleverness. Those who are going to be mothers someday, you can learn something from Mother Yasoda and Mother Rohini. That if they dress them differently, then they'll just fight. Oh, I want Kaniya's sash. No, 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 I want his kurti. No, 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 I want his necklace. No, no, I want his flute. No, no, I want his dhoti. No, no, they'll just fight each other. So Mother Yasoda and Mother Rohini, they're very clever. They dress them exactly the same, and the little brothers don't fight. And we'll also see on the far left side, there's a little deity of Srimati Radharani. She's there because she has a special benediction from Durvas Muni. There's one time Durvasa Muni came to Braj. And we all know Durvasa Muni. He's always very angry. Angry Baba. So all the gopikas, they saw this angry Baba with a very fierce look, and big jata on top of his head, and big beard tied in a knot, and they all fled away, except for Srimati Radhika. She said, "Beto Baba, sit down, Baba." And then she made little clay pots and pans, and she made little clay sabjis and little clay laddus and clay samosas and clay puris and everything made out of clay. Just like probably when you were young girls, your parents gave you a little play kitchen, So this is Radharani's play clay kitchen. Then she made a little clay thali, and she put everything on in little clay katoris, and she made a little glass of water and some flowers, and she put some clay lodus were also there, and she came to Durvasa Rishi and said, "Lo Baba, Lo Baba." And he said, "Tike Lali, it's all right, Lali. No, no, Lo Baba, Lo Baba, Tike Lali, Tike Lali." Then she took one of those ladus and jabardasti, she just pushed it into Baba's mouth. He never tasted a laddu so wonderful in his whole life. And right from his heart, he gave blessing. Because that blessing that comes from the heart is very, very powerful. Just like I've seen all the little Indian children, they're very clever. In the morning, they go to their dadi, dada, and bend down and touch their feet, to chachi, chacha, mata, pita, and touch their feet. And whole day they're going to drive them crazy. But in the morning, they feel so happy in their hearts. And they Haishman Baba, they give blessing from the heart. The Indian children are very clever. They give this blessing from the heart. So Ravas Risi said, Arisaki, whatever you cook will just be sweet as nectar, and whoever tastes your cooking will never get any disease. So when the Brijabasis heard that Radharani has this benediction, then they insisted that she has to cook for Krishna. Because we see one funny thing in Braj. Because we all love children. But we love our own child more than others' child. Natural. But in Braj, we see this funny thing that everybody loves Nandalala more than their own child. So they insisted that Radharani has to cook for Krishna. Then he won't catch any disease. He won't get COVID. He'll live for a long time. And we'll all be very happy. So Radharani is also there in the altar because she comes to cook for Krishna. One time she made some Manohar ladus. You can understand Manohar ladus, very enchanting ladus. So there's a special room that Mother Yasoda sits all the cowherd boys. Mother Yasoda and Rohini sit them all down, and assisted by her little servant girl Dhanista, they serve out prasad to all the cowherd boys and Krishna. Hmm. So Radharani, she was peeking from the window. She wants to see how Lala's going to like her laddus. Hmm. And Krishna, he also saw from the corner of his eyes, Radharani's looking from the window. Hmm. And then he saw on his plate all these Manohar laddus. Hmm. So he picked up one laddu, he put it in his mouth. Have you ever tasted neem? Like that, he made face. And Radharani, she became so frightened. Oh! Well, then Krishna, he pushed all the laddus over onto Sridham's plate. And Sridham saw all the Lala's laddus has come on my plate, So he began, ping, ping, ping. Then Radharani, no, this guy's just teasing. So all these wonderful pastimes go on in Nandgram. And nearby, there's a beautiful kund called Yasoda Kund on the eastern side of the hill. And there, Mother Yasoda, she sits and does her puja and does her laundry and things. And Krishna is playing nearby with his friends. And they start to go far into the forest. And Mother Yasoda says, Dur kelan majao, lalvan hawai. That Lala, don't go far in the forest. A how is going to get you. And Lala says, what is this how? I've never seen it anyhow. And Mother Yasoda says, big and black and furry. And he has beady yellow eyes and a big long black nose and pointy ears and a huge mouth and very curved claws and so many teeth in his mouth, he'll come here and eat you up. Then Lala, he became frightened and he played close by. But since we know that little boys have such long memories, he started again going into the forest. And Mother Yasoda said, Dur kelan majao, lalvan hawai. And Lala said, what is this how? I've never seen it anyhow. And Mother Yasoda said, he's big and black and furry. And he has pointy ears and beady yellow eyes, the big long black nose, and very sharp claws. And his mouth is so big, I'll eat you in one bite. And Krishna was frightened and he played close by. But since little boys have so long memories, he started going again far in the forest. And same thing Mother Yasoda told him. He says, he's big and black and furry, much bigger than you. And he has pointy little ears to hear you with, and beady yellow eyes to see you with, and a big black nose to smell you with, and sharp claws, and he'll catch you and eat you in one bite. And Lala said, I've never seen it anyhow. Jamuna tatpe denu charari tene deko. I went all over the bank of the Jamuna herding my cows. Tene deko how. Bain pata Kaliyada me maabina deko how. I jumped in that Kaliya lake. I went all the way to Patala Lok. There was no how there either. You're just telling stories to frighten me. You're just telling stories. No such thing as how. And then all of a sudden, Mother Yasoda's eyes got very big, and she said, well, don't look now, but here comes one. And Mother Yasoda began to run, and Kanaya began to run, and Baldav began to run, and Stoka Krishna began to run, and Vasugama began to run, and Stoka Krishna began to run, and all the cowherds were running and running and running. You see how clever Mother Yasoda is? It just happened to be noontime, time for lunch, And they all sat down with Nanda Baba. And between breaths and between bites, they told how we just missed this much getting eaten by a cow. So that place beyond, just on the side of Yasoda Kund, is called How Bilal. And you can go there. So many hows are there. Mm. Just at least the stone statues of them are still there. Mm. And I asked one Brijbazi boy, "Are there many houses here?" He said, "Oh, it used to be so many." And this Yasodakund, very beautiful place. Now somebody from Ghaziabad has fixed it up very nicely, beautiful temple, and Mother Yasoda is there, and Krishna and Balaram are there, very beautiful place. Nearby is Nanda Betak. Actually, right on the highway, Gujozakund's inside, but right on the highway is Nanda Betak. And if you go there, beautiful picture of Nanda Baba sitting with Krishna and Balaram and both of his legs. As Nanda Baba would sit, he would put one morsel in Baldav's mouth and put one morsel in Kaneya's mouth, like that. So he's sitting there with the two of them. And Betak means this is a place where Nanda Baba used to sit. Betak means place to sit. And he would wait until he saw a special cloud. What is that cloud? That when the cows are coming home, they will kick up dust. Especially they come home in the afternoon. So that afternoon time we call Goduli. So when he sees that cloud coming in the sky, he knows that Ganeya is coming home. Also, we know Betak is a place where meetings are held. One time, Upananda, the elder brother of Nanda Maharaj, he called a meeting of all the cowherd persons. There at Nanda Betak. And he told them that I suppose you're all wondering why I've called you here today. But you may remember that Gargacharya, when he gave the names for Krishna and Balaram, he said that this boy may be some demigod or some great yogi. He's a great personality. Maybe a great yogi, maybe even a demigod. Even he said he could be a Lord Narayan himself. So it is simply imperative that Mother Yasoda stop chasing him with sticks, tying him with ropes, pulling his ear, and then Nanda Baba says, "Wait a minute, what are you saying? You say he's a great personality. But we see great personalities, their main thing is they're honest. This guy, everything he says is a lie." Did he steal the butter? You can see it all over his face. No, I wasn't anywhere near. Were you bothering the gopis on the ghat today? I wasn't anywhere near. He brags about things he didn't do. He lies about the things he's just a big liar. You say he may be some great yogi or some great personality like that. Then tell me why, when it's thundering outside in the night, he comes and climbs under the covers with me, frightened from the thunder and lightning. Is this the activity of a great person? You say maybe some demigod or maybe even Lord Narayan, but he's such a rascal. He's doing all these things, and then Nanda Baba, his gravity began to break. Remembering all of Krishna's wonderful pastimes, he says, "Such a rascal! How can you say he's just my son? If he does something wrong, I'm going to punish him." And then Nanda Baba he completely lost it. And then all the Brishbazis, thinking about all of Krishna's wonderful pastimes, they also began to laugh. They could hardly breathe. They were like, Finally, the laughing simmered down a little bit. Then somebody it started all over again, and they forgot all about why the meeting was called. And they could only think of Krishna, and that's the only reason we should call meetings, is to talk about Krishna's pastimes. So this place became known as Nanda Betak. And just across the road from Nanda Betak, there's a place called Lalitakund. And the Brishbhasis tell a wonderful story there, because this is just on the edge. There's a road that goes from Nandgram to Barsana. So this is just on the road to when you're coming from Barsana. before you enter the village, there's a beautiful place on the right side of the road called the Litakun. And now the government has fixed it up very nicely. All the kuns of Braj government before, all the boys, why did the government do something? And I said, they're only interested in building cricket stadiums. But now all the kuns of Braj are being fixed up so nicely, and all the holy places making nice roads and everything. And beautiful little temple is there, and a beautiful kun, and so many trees all around, and a beautiful hindol is there for doing Julan Yatra. So one time Krishna was talking with Radharani, and he was explaining to her about Narad Muni. He said, this guy is very, very clever, and you should never listen to him. Because he goes to one side, he tells one thing, he goes to the other side, tells another thing, and he makes a big fight. And if you ever listen to this fellow, there will be a big fight between us, and our relation will be finished. And Radharani said, what can possibly come between us? And Krishna just shook his head. He said, I'm not going to tell you later that I told you so. You better watch out. So one day, Krishna was sitting there in Lalita Kund, and Narad Muni appeared, and he began to sing Krishna's glories with this beautiful veena. Radhika Raman, 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 Radhika Raman. And Krishna was very pleased with Narad Muni. He sang so many songs. He said, hey, Narada, why don't you take some blessing? And I said, no, my Lord, I'm just happy to be engaged in your service and singing your glories. Because this is bhakti. Basically, we go to the temple and we're praying that please give me a nice car, give me a nice house, give me a nice husband, give me a nice wife, make me pass my exam. But real bhakti means without expecting anything in return. He says, no, I don't want anything. I'm just happy to be engaged in your service. Because that's our constitutional position. The first thing we learn in Bhagavad Gita is that we're not this body, we're the eternal soul. And that eternal soul is Mahamaivampasa Jiva Loke. Krishna says, my ams. So we see just like this hand is part of the body. It gives everything to the stomach. Now if the hand decides, what is this? This is unjust. We're giving everything to the stomach. Let's go on strike. The hand will also suffer. When he cooperates with the whole body, then the hand, every part of the body is satisfied. So when we offer everything to Krishna, then we become satisfied. So Narad Muni said, my dear Lord, I'm just happy to be engaged in your service. No, Narad, take some benediction. He said, well, there must be some desire. He says, well, this is such a beautiful place. And this beautiful hindol is here. And this is Lalita Kund. I would just love to see you and Lalita swinging on this swing. And Krishna said, Tatastu, so be it. So several days after that, Krishna was there with all the Sakis, Lalita and Visakha and all the Sakis were there. And they were waiting for Radharani. And somehow, legend has it that the women are always late. I'm not saying this, but legend has it like that. So Radharani was doing her makeup. Meanwhile, Narad Muni appeared in the sky, and then Krishna remembered his promise to Narad Muni. So he told Lalita Saki that, hey, Lalita, come on, let us swing together. And he sat down in the swing. And Lalita Saki, she said, no, Krishna, even in dream, her only duty is trying to make arrangements for Radha to meet with Krishna. She never thinks of enjoying with Krishna herself. And Krishna said, no, come sit, Then he got all the Sakis going. He said, come on, sit her down. So all the Sakis got excited and they put Lalita right next to Krishna and they began to swing. and they were swinging so sweetly, and Lalita was just laughing like anything. Hmm. And Narad Muni, he got his darshan of Krishna swinging on the swing with Lalita Saki, and he began to sing Lalita Krishna, Lalita Krishna, Lalita Krishna, Lalita Krishna, and he went on his way. And on his way, he passed by Barsana. He passed by the room where Radharani was putting on her makeup. Lalita Krishna, Lalita Krishna, Lalita Krishna, Lalita Krishna. And Radharani said, Are Munivar, every day you're taking my name and Thakurji's name. Today, why are you singing like this? Oh, you don't know. You think Lalita Saki is your best friend, don't you? Maybe in front of you, but behind your back, you don't know what she's doing. You should go there to Lalita Kund and see what's going on right now. Lalita Krishna, Narmuni Mera. And Narad Muni and Radharani, she ran there to Lalita Kund. And she saw Lalita and Krishna enjoying on the swing. And she immediately made angry mudra. You know angry mudra? Hands are on the hips and toe is tapping. And Lalita Saki saw this and she became frightened because she's the one. She's a little bit older than Radharani, so she's like her guru. She's always giving instructions. Don't run so fast. You just ate. Don't give in to him so easily. And when they're finally, if you can go to Man Mandir in Barsana, you see that somehow Radharani's upset and Lalita's putting Radharani's hand in Krishna's hand that you make up with him. So she's the one who does all this. But now she herself is in trouble. Now what's she going to do? And Krishna went there and Radharani said, all right, get away. Don't touch me. Our relationship is finished. You're a complete rascal. You're not only black on the outside, you're black on the inside. You're black through and through. I'm not going to have anything more to do with you. And Krishna began to slowly explain about how he gave this benediction to Narad Muni and how to fulfill Narad Muni's desire, he manifested this pastime. Then Radharani realized, oh no, he told me not to listen to this guy. So this beautiful place is Lalita Kund. A very beautiful tiny temple is there, a very beautiful kund. Then nearby there's a big sarovar called Pavan Sarovar. And actually Nanda Baba, he excavated this place for the pleasure of all the Brishbasis. So it became known as Nanda Sarovar. It's along with Kusum Sarovar and Bimal Kund, and this Pavan Sarovar is one of the most beautiful places in Braj. Very big kunds like Kusum Sarovar, Bimal Kund. How it became Pavan Sarovar is a very interesting history. One day, Nandalala, he saw that Mother Yasoda was cooking all kinds of funny bhojan, not the regular rice, dal, chapati, and sabji. She was making all types of, puris fried in ghee and little cracker-like things we called matri and samosas and all types of things fried in ghee. And Lala came there and he said, Maya, Are Maya, what kind of funny bhojan are you making today? And she said, Lala, we're going on pilgrimage. All these things are cooked in ghee. They will last for a long time. So we will eat them along the way. Because still today in India, there's some people still left who don't eat things cooked outside the house. We see them on the train, their little tiffins, and they take out all their little things and eat along the way. Getting less and less, otherwise we wouldn't hear all the racket on the train. Kela, kela, banana, save, apple, save, apple, sandri, orange, sandri, time pass ke liye pina. Chai, Chai. So Nanda Lala said, and yeah, where's Baba going? He said, Lala, he's going to Prayag. And where is that, Maya? Where is that? I really, Lala, I'm busy cooking. You ask too many questions because the little boys, they ask too many questions, isn't it? You go ask your Baba. I'm busy. Hmm? So he went to Baba. He said, Baba, Baba, where are you going, Baba? Where are you going? Baba, we're going to Prayag. Acha, Baba? Huh? Where is that, Baba? He said, Lala, that is a very sacred place where Ganga, Jamuta, and Saraswati join in Sangam. Hmm? When one or two or more rivers join together, we call it Sangam. Hmm? Uh, just like we have somebody here from Bengal, we have somebody who's Sindhi, we have some Gujaratis, we probably have a Punjabi here, and we've all joined in Bhakti Sangam. Hmm? Uh, uh, and then Nandalala said, but Baba, today's very inauspicious day. You should go tomorrow. Tomorrow's Akshay Tritiya. Hmm? Like you see in our calendar, Akshay Tritiya, beginning of Chandan Yatra. You have seen, huh? So that is a very auspicious day. Because living in Braj, we have seen people, they do their Griha Pravesh on Akshay Tritiya day. The first entrance of the house, because they went to live in that house happily ever after. Uh, uh, they open up their new store on Akshay Tritiya day. They want the profit to be Akshay. Akshay means never diminish, always increase. So they want their profit to increase. And it is such an auspicious day, without even consulting the astrologer, you can do your wedding. Because everybody wants that should be Akshay, happily ever after. And even the temple there was started on Akshay Tritiya, a very beautiful temple of Pavan Bihari. So, Baba, you should go tomorrow. You shouldn't go today. You should go tomorrow on Akshay Tritiya. So Nanda Baba said, all right, Lala, since you're saying, I will go tomorrow. So next day, Nanda Baba, like every day, before Mangalarti, he went to take his bath in Nanda Sarovar. And he got there and he saw this big person taking bath, then rolling in the dust of Braj and laughing, and then taking bath and rolling in the dust of Braj and laughing, ha, ha, ha. And Nanda Baba, he never saw such a person like that in his Dandagam. And he went there and he said, Maharaj, who are you? He said, Baba, I'm Prayag. And Nanda Baba says, Prag? There's no Prag who lives around here. Hare Baba, not from here. I'm from that place where Ganga, Jamuna, and Saraswati joined in Sangam. Acha? Is it? Huh? And why have you come here? Hare Baba, all year long, everybody coming and putting their pop on me. So one day, on this Akshay Tritiya day, I come and take my bath in this sarovar and roll in this dust of Braj, and I become Pavana, purified. Acha? Is it? Then Nanda Baba looked on the other side, he saw so many beautiful ladies with it. Not like his Nandagam ladies. Nandagam ladies also beautiful, but this was different beauty. Just like we come to Nandagam, to Bombay, and we see all the ladies from South India, they put flowers in their hair, and the Punjabi ladies have a special beauty, and the Rajasthani ladies have another special beauty, all different type of beauty. So this is a different type of beauty. And they have beautiful saris, not like Nandagam saris. Nandagam saris is also beautiful, but this was special beauty with silver threads going like this and golden threads going like this. And Nanda Maharaj went there and said, ladies, who are you? Somebody said, Ganga, I'm Saraswati, Narmada, Sindhu, Kaveri, Jhelum. We just saw the Jhelum river. Finally, I've taken bath in all the 7 sacred rivers. Sindhu, that was the one. Sindhu, yeah. Jhelum I took, but Sindhu we took. All right. So now all 7 have done. So all the sacred rivers of the universe were there. And he said, Are huh? And ladies, what are you doing here? Baba, all year long, everybody putting their pop on us. One day in this Akshay Tritiya, we come here, we take bath, we roll in this dust of Braj, and we become Pavana. Acha, is it? So then Nanda Baba took his bath and he went back upstairs to Nandgram palace. By that time, Lala woke up. Said, Baba, Baba, now you're going, Baba? Now you're going? Are Lala, no, I'm not going. Acha, Baba, why not? Why not, Baba? Why not? Are Lala, all the places I wanted to go, they all came here to take bath. Why should I take the trouble to go there? So from that time, this place became known as Pavan Sarovar. And anybody who takes his bath in the Sarovar, he becomes Pavan, purified. A beautiful Pavan Bihari temple is there. And I watched way back, what year was that? One of our devotees from Vrindavan, actually he's from Qatar, but he spends a lot of time in Vrindavan. He decided to do the cleaning, because I remember we could even smell Pavan Sarovar from the road, even before you got to the Kund. So he brought in big machines and he pumped out all the water and he cleaned up all the, he had big steam shovels come and dig out all the mud, and everybody was coming with their tractors and taking all the mud away, and he rebuilt all the ghats and made little chhatris here and there. And I watched it with, every time I would come and see all the progress, and you won't believe how deep it is. So deep. And then that rainy season, there was nice rain. Usually, July the rains will start. Then by August they start to peter out. Then September there's no rain, and Kartik a little bit of rain. But that year it kept raining and raining, but nice rain, not flooding type of rain, just soak into the ground rain. And Pavan Sarovar was so full. It was so beautiful after he cleaned it up. Krishna was so pleased that Pavan Sarovar became totally full of water. And like I said, this nice devotee, what is his name? Nityananda Baba. He made this beautiful Pavan Bihari temple. Tiny little shrine was there. We had a beautiful Pavan Bihari temple, and he started it on Akshay Tritiya Day. Now it's become a beautiful big temple in a basement where we like to take prasadam when we go there to Nandgram. Very nice place. So what time is it? I think it's getting late, huh? Oh, only 7:45. How late do we go? 10 minutes more. So there also we find the Bhajan Kutir of Sanatana Goswami. Sanatana Goswami was wandering around. He found this Pavan's Road, a very beautiful place. So he thought, let me do my bhajan here. And he was just staying under the trees. He didn't have any shelter from the hot sun or the rain or anything. So the Brishbasis, they came and they said, Baba, let us build you a kutir. So they made a little kutir. And last time I was there before this trip, now they're remodeling. Everything is completely knocked down and they're making a brand new place there. But Sanatana Goswami's Bhajan Kutir was there. And every day, this little boy would come and bring him milk and tell him pastimes about Krishna. And he never realized that little boy was Krishna himself. And Sanatana Goswami, he was very dear to all the Vrishvasis. Wherever he would go, he'd come to the village, and then young people, those who were younger, they would come and touch his feet. He would come into the village, those who were equal embrace him. So, oh my brother, why did you stay away for so long? And he'd come into the village, the elders would pat him on the head, oh my son, why did you stay for so long? And they'd sit him down. And Sanatana Goswami, he would listen to all the talk of the Brishbasis, because our Raghunath Das Goswami has a beautiful prayer. He says, I don't want to go have the association of the pure devotees who are always absorbed in Krishna. I don't even want to go to the Vaikuntha. Just let me stay here in Braj and let the Brishbasis pour all their nonsense talk in my ear, but I will not take one step out of this Braj. So he would listen to who got married, who died, who bought a new house, who built everything. Then he would give them some advice that this year you should plant like this year you should do like that. He would give all nice advice that you should take this medicine for this problem. But every evening there would be kirtan and Hari Kirtan. So they loved him. They always say, oh, Baba Gosai has come, Baba Gosai has come. Then they would leave. They say, oh, Baba, why are you leaving? Those who were elder, they say, oh, my son, why are you leaving? Those who were equal age, they say, oh, my brother, why are you leaving? The children would say, oh, why are you leaving? Chacha, why are you leaving? And they would follow him out of the village, but he would convince them to go back, and he'd go to another village. He was very dear to all the Brishbasis. We stayed there in Pavan Sarovar for quite some time. And there's behind the Bhajan Kutir of Sanatana Goswami, there's a little temple that is the Samadhi Mandir of one of Prabhupada's very, very dear godbrothers, Akinchana Krishnadas Babaji. And Akinchana Krishnadas Babaji, he joined the Gaudiya Math in Mayapur. And he was always chanting and chanting and chanting and chanting. And he didn't do any service or anything, just chanting and chanting and chanting. So all the devotees went to Bhaktisiddhanta to complain. Bhaktisiddhanta is going to chastise him. He told them, you go to Calcutta, you put an ad in the newspaper that if anybody can come here to Mayapur, we'll give them a room in Prasadam. They have to chant 1 lakh of rounds every day. So they put the advertisement, and many people came, but only Krishnadas Babaji could do this. And he loved Prabhupada. One time he came to Krishna Balaram Mandir and he told us, I was there when your Guru Maharaj took sannyas. And you know what I was doing? I was chanting, Hare Krishna, Hare, like chanted like, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. I was chanting like that. And all the sannyas mantras and things were going on. And Prabhupada's sannyas guru, Bhakti Pragan Keshav Maharaj, was going like this. But I saw your Guru Maharaj from behind his back, he was going like this. That I knew he will preach Harinam all over the world. And one time, Radha Swami, he was up in the Himalayas and he came down to Delhi, but he slept on the train and he fell asleep and they passed through Delhi. And he opened his eyes and he saw there was some station, everybody was dressed in saffron and all this commotion is going on. And they said, what is this place? It is Mathura. And it's Janmashtami, Krishna's birthday. So he jumped out of the train and went with all the sadhus up to the Janmastan in Mathura. And later they realized he didn't know any Hindi, he only knew English. They said, better you go to Vrindavan. There, Bam Maharaj has some books in English and you can understand about this place. So he was staying in Bam Maharaj's mat. And he saw this one little wiry little devotee there, always chanting. And after Mangalarti, he played Mridanga divinely, and he would sing all these Vaishnava bhajans and everything. And he never saw him say a word, just always chanting or playing the Mridanga and singing. So one day, just like right after Nashriga Chaturdasi, there's a day because that Chaturdasi means the next day is Purnima. 2 days after that, there's a special day called Banbihar Prikrama in Braj. And all the Brishbasis do Prikrama Vrindavan at night. So Radha Swami went on Prikrama at night. He came back late, so he didn't get for Mangalarti. And he was taking his bath by the hand pump, and he heard this voice in perfect English say, why didn't you come to Mangalarti today? He looked around, he just saw this skinny, wiry little Baba there, Bengali Baba. He couldn't imagine that he could speak so perfect English. So he just continued taking it. Why aren't you answering me? Why didn't you come to Mangalarti today? Hmm? And they turned around and saw this guy. He said, every day you must come to Mangalarti. So finally, in the end, he stayed at Nandgram, and he had a notebook. And in that notebook, it said, the last few entries were, there's nothing but the holy name in all the three worlds. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. In all the 14 worlds, there's nothing but the holy name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. And that was the last entry in his book. And he entered into the eternal pastimes of Krishna and Balaram. And the devotees from Venezuela, they built this beautiful Samadhi Mandir there for him. Another interesting story, one time Govinda Maharaj told me this story, that it was Ekadasi, so they said, let's go see Krishna Das. And they took all their little tape recorders, if you remember those things. Before we had all these cell phones, we had cassette recorders. So they all went down to Bam Maharaj's mutt, and they came up into Krishnadas's room, and he saw all these tape recorders. He said, you turn those things off. It's Ekadasi. Today we're going to chant Hare Krishna. And all of them went, oh no, what are we going to do? Now they can't easily, respectfully get out. They're stuck inside his room. And they sat down and he started chanting, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. After a half hour, they were going, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. And after a while, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. They spent the whole night chanting Hare Krishna with the Krishna Krishna's Baba. So I guess we should put our voice to rest here. If anybody has any inquiries, we can try to answer your questions. Jai Jai Sri Vrindavana Dham. Jai Jai Radhe, Jai Jai Shyam, Jai Jai Sri Vrindavana Dham. Jai Jai Shyama, Jai Jai Shyam, Jai Jai Sri Vrindavana Dham. Shyama, Jai Jai Shyam, Jai Jai Sri Vrindavana Dham. Jai Jai Shyama, Jai Jai Shyam, Jai Jai Sri Vrindavana Dham. Jai Jai Shyama, Jai Jai Shyam, Jai Jai Sri Vrindavana Dham. Jai Jai Radhe, Jai Jai Shyam, Jai Jai Sri Vrindavana Dham. Jai Jai Radhe, Jai Jai Shyam, Jai Jai Sri Vrindavana Dham. Pavana Radhe Tero Naam, Pavana Sri Vrindavana Dham. Pavana Radhe Tero Naam, Pavana Sri Vrindavana Dham. Pavana Radhe Tero Naam, Pavana Sri Vrindavana Dham. Jai Jai Radhe, Jai Jai Shyam, Jai Jai Sri Vrindavan Dham. Jai Jai Radhe, Jai Jai Shyam, Jai Jai Sri Vrindavan Dham. Jai Jai Gopi, Jai Jai Gwal, Jai Jai Sada Bihari Lal. Jai Jai Gopi, Jai Jai Gwal, Jai Jai Sada Bihari. Jai Jai Gopi, Jai Jai Gwal, Jai Jai Sada Bihari Lal. Jai Jai Gopi, Jai Jai Gwal, Jai Jai Sada Bihari Lal. Jai Jai Radhe, Jai Jai Shyam, Jai Jai Sri Vrindavan Dham. Jai Jai Radhe, Jai Jai Shyam, Jai Jai Sri Vrindavan Dham. Jai Jai Radhe, Jai Jai Shyam, Jai Jai Sri Vrindavan Dham. Bolo Santan Hare Hare, Mukh pe Murali Adadari. 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 Jai Jai Radhe, Jai Jai Shyam, Jai Jai Sri Vrindavan Dham. Jai Jai Radhe, Jai Jai Shyam, Jai Jai Sri Vrindavan Dham. Jai Jai Radhe, Jai Jai Shyam, Jai Jai Sri Vrindavan Dham. Jai Jai Radhe, Jai Jai Shyam, Jai Jai Sri Vrindavan Dham. Rama Nama Barambar, Chakra Sudarshana He Rakavar. 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 Jai Jai Radhe, Jai Jai Shyam, Jai Jai Sri Vrindavan Dham. Jai Jai Sri Vrindavan Dham. Jai Jai Radhe, Jai Jai Shyam, Jai Jai Sri Vrindavan Dham. Jai Jai Radhe, Jai Jai Shyam, Jai Jai Sri Vrindavan Dham. Manasi Ganga, Sri Hari Dev, Giri Baradari ki Prikrama Dev. When we do Govardhan Prikrama, first we take bath in Manasi Ganga, then we take darshan of Hari Dev, then Giri Baradari ki Prikrama Dev. Then we, somehow in Hindi you give a Prikrama, and in English we go on Prikrama. Giri Baradari ki Prikrama Dev. Manasi Ganga, Sri Hari Dev, Giri Baradari ki Prikrama Dev. Manasi Ganga, Sri Hari Dev, Giri Baradari ki Prikrama Dev. Manasi Ganga, Sri Hari Dev, Giri Baradari ki Prikrama Dev. Manasi Ganga, Sri Hari Dev, Giri Baradari ki Prikrama Dev. Jai Radhe, Jai Jai Shyam, Jai Jai Sri Vrindavan Dham. Jai Jai Radhe, Jai Jai Shyam, Jai Jai Sri Vrindavan Dham. Jai Radhe, Jai Jai Shyam, Jai Jai Sri Vrindavan Dham.
Jai Jai Radhe, Jai Jai Shyam, Jai Jai Shri Vrindavan Dham.
Kunda kunda mein chanamritale, apana jivana safala kare. So in Braj Prikama we go from kund to kund. So in Hindi we like to repeat everything. Huh? Thodi thodi Hindi aati hai. So kunda kunda mein chanamritale, apana means your very own jivan life. Safal with fruit, fruitful, successful. Apana jivana safala kare. Kunda kunda me chanamritale, apana jivana safala kare.
Kunda kunda me chanamritale,
Apana jivana safala kare. Kunda kunda me chanamritale, apana jivana safala kare.
Kunda kunda me chanamritale, apna जीवन सफल करे.
Jai Radhe, Jai Jai Shyam, Jai Jai Sri Vrindavan Dham.
Jai Jai Radhe, Jai Jai Shyam, Jai Jai Shri Vrindavan Dham.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Haribo.
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Everyone please say
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Jai Jai Radhe, Jai Jai Shyam, Jai Jai Shri Vrindavan Dham.
Jai Jai Radhe, Jai Jai Shyam, Jai Jai Shri Vrindavan Dham.
Jai Jai Radhe, Jai Jai Shyam, Jai Jai Shri Vrindavan Dham.
Jai Jai Radhe, Jai Jai Shyam, Jai Jai Shri Vrindavan Dham.
Jai Jai Radhe, Jai Jai Shyam, Jai Jai Shri Vrindavan Dham.
Jai Jai Radhe, Jai Jai Shyam,
Jai Jai Shri Vrindavan Dham. Bolo Shri Brajabhumi Vrindavan Dham ki. Revealer of the Holy Dham, Srila Prabhupada ki. Jai Jai Shri Radhe. Shyam. Hare Krishna.